Greetings. I am Pastor Harris, and welcome to this edition of Understanding with Pastor Harris. Recently, we've been talking about building a relationship with God, a personal relationship. And one of the last things we've been discussing is prayer, communicating with God one to one. Today, I want to share something with you, and I want to do it so with this little story. There's a story told about a man who was born and raised a Christian. He understood, he thought all the things about being a Christian and especially about prayer. Well, it just so happens that he lost his car. It got to the point where it would not run anymore. He went to church one night and he told the church members and the pastor about it. And he said, I want you to help pray with me that God will give me transportation because I cannot get to work if I don't have a car. I live a long ways away and there are no buses or any other way that I can get to work. Please help me to pray for a car. Well, we'll jump along the story. The next time we see this man, one of the members of the church came to visit him at his house. He had heard about his request for a car so that he could have transportation. So the man said to him, I have a car that's just like brand new. It's about 4 years old, but I don't use it often. In fact, I haven't used it that much. There are not many miles on it. It's just like brand new. I want to give you my car. So the man looked at him. He was shocked. He was surprised. He didn't know what to do. So he said, thank you so much. Let me pray over it and get back with you. Well, he began to think about the offer of the man. And he said to himself, this car's got a little age on it. There may be something wrong with it and there may be not. But as the older it's going to get, it may not last very long. So he decided not to accept the offer. Well, we'll jump a little further along in this story. The next time we see this man, he is at a brand new car dealership. He's sitting at the table with the salesman. He's smiling. They reach out and shake hands, and he looks down, takes a pen, and he's signing a paper. Well, while he's signing the contract for his brand new car, he closes his eyes and he prays this prayer. Lord, I hope you will bless me to make all of my car payments for the next 5 years. What's wrong with this story? Well, you see, God had already answered this man's prayer with the gift of the other car. You see, our personal expectations will sometimes rob us of the joy of already answered prayer. Let me repeat that. Our personal expectations sometimes will rob us of the joy of God's answered prayers. You see, God hears and answers every prayer. There are 3 categorical answers. He says yes, no, and wait. Let me teach you about those things very quickly from an example of the prayer that Jesus taught his disciples to pray. Jesus taught 4 things in that prayer that we should always be aware of and commit to our longer personal prayers with God. Number 1 is thanksgiving. We should always be thankful to God for the blessings he's already given us. Number 2, forgiveness. We should always ask God to forgive us of any and all sins that we have committed. Number 3, we can ask God for whatever it is that we want. And number 4, we should always acknowledge to God that we want him to let, as the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray, let thy will be done. Let thy will be done. You see, I shared with something you in the beginning that God is 3 O's. He's omniscient, He knows everything. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere, and he's omnipowerful. That means there's nothing that God can't do. So from that, we understand that God is all wise. He knows what we need and when we need it. But you see, like the man with the car, we have a problem. We want what we want, when we want it, and exactly how we want it. We want what we want, when we want it, and just how we ask God for it. But because God is omniscient, he knows everything, the beginning and the end, today, yesterday, and the future. The way we want things is not always the best for us. Remember the man in the car? He wanted transportation, but he ended up turning down a brand new light car, a used car, but that was in excellent condition and no monthly payments for a brand new car that now he's got to pay extra money every month. God sent that prayer. It was answered prayer. And sometimes we refuse or don't enjoy the answers that God give us because of what we want from our own desires. Let me show you what the Bible says about that. In Proverbs chapter 16, verses 1 through 3, it said, the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answers of the tongue is from the Lord. That means answers of the tongue, those things that we request from God, come from God. Listen to what the Bible says. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit and also time. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans he will establish. Man wants what he wants, but God sometimes knows better. God will teach us how to recognize answered prayer. That's the reason why we need to build a relationship with God. That's what we've been talking about. Building a personal relationship with God. For you see, God will always direct you in the right way. And when you have a relationship with him, you can recognize it. Listen what the Bible says in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. We've heard this text many times before. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. No matter what it is you want, God says you can ask him for it. But it says, trust in the Lord with your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Maybe an older car is not the best thing for me. It may give me some problems later. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. Let thy will be done, Lord. Let thy will be done. And the Bible says he will direct your path. Talk to him. Say, Lord, teach me how to hear your voice, how to understand how you're guiding me. And he'll do just that. You see, for all of us, it's different. There are ways he deals with me. There are ways he deals with other people. And there may be a special way that he communicates with you exactly what his will and his intentions are for you. Speak to him so that evil will not lead you in the wrong direction and get you even into more trouble. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. You can talk to God anytime, anywhere, for as long as you want to, or as quick as you want to. Remember, we discussed, even if you just say sometimes, Lord, help me. That's a prayer. It's communicating with God. He hears you and he will answer you. Build up on your relationship with God. That means communicating with him. And you can do that every day. Long prayers, short prayers, any time of day, anywhere. You don't even have to speak it in your mind and in your heart. God knows you, hears you, listens to you, and will speak back to you. Build up a relationship with him. Do it every day, and you'll learn to trust him as well. You see, I've been trying to explain to you, he loves you. He loves you. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, or what you've been doing, God loves you. He'll forgive you. Now, as I always tell you, he may not like what you're doing, but he does love you, and he would love to have a better relationship with you. You can do so by communicating with him all day, any day, through what we call prayer. Trust him and talk to him, and God bless you. See you the next time on Understanding with Pastor Harris.